The Death Note movie isn't a masterpiece by any stretch, but it at least manages to deliver a more engaging story than SAO ever could. Let's be real, SAO is a total train wreck. It drags on with tired tropes and cringy romances that make you want to scream. In contrast, the Death Note film gives us the thrilling cat-and-mouse game between Light and L, keeping things interesting. It doesn't come close to the brilliance of the original anime, but it has moments that actually make you think. Meanwhile, SAO just serves up endless filler and forgettable side characters. So, let's dive in and break down why the Death Note adaptation, despite its shortcomings, is still a better watch than that complete disaster known as SAO.
A high school student named Light Turner finds a mysterious supernatural notebook called the Death Note, which allows him to kill anyone he wants to by just simply writing their name on a page inside the book. He teams up with a female schoolmate called Mia Sutton, and together they start killing people and ridding the world of evil. However, a quirky international mastermind, Detective L, is on their tracks and trying to discover what's really happening. In this video, I'll break down the 2017 Netflix Death Note movie. Let's get started. The movie takes place in Seattle, Washington, at his school. Light is doing someone else's algebra quiz in exchange for money. However, he's doing it out in the open in front of several people. If you're going to do something illegal, then you should do it in private, not outside where a bunch of other people can see you. The Death Note randomly falls from the sky near Light. He picks it up, puts it inside his backpack. It starts raining, so everyone heads inside the school building. Light sees someone named Kenny bullying another student and pushing a girl called Mia. Light tries to be a hero and protect Mia, but Kenny punches Light in the face and knocks him unconscious. Yeah, this was not a good idea. Light was no match for Kenny, so trying to directly confront him isn't going to work out in his favor. It's better to run off and try to find a teacher to come and deal with the problem. Papers fall out of Light's backpack, and the school faculty finds out he's doing other students' homework. As stated before, Light shouldn't be doing this kind of thing at school. Light gets 2 weeks detention, which is honestly not that big of a deal. Usually cheating will end up getting you suspended or even expelled from a school. While in detention, Light opens the Death Note. There's a bunch of rules. For example, the human whose name is written in this note shall die. Additionally, this note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in mind when writing his or her name. Light then meets Death God Ryuk, the owner of the Death Note. Light looks outside the window and sees Kenny bullying a female student. Ryuk persuades Light to write Kenny's name in the notebook. He writes decapitation as the method of death. Shortly afterwards, a freak accident occurs and Kenny gets decapitated. Now the girl that Kenny was bullying will have to face a lifetime of trauma. Hopefully there aren't any cameras in the classroom because it would be pretty suspicious if someone saw Light doing what he did. I wonder if Ryuk would actually show up on camera. Anyways, Light shouldn't be killing people he personally knows. Their deaths could easily lead back to him. If Light really wants to test the Death Note out to see if it's real or not, he can try writing the name of one of the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives. It would be easy to look that up, and Light wouldn't be linked to their deaths. Moreover, Light should read all the rules of the Death Note first before using it in case there are some rules that will negatively affect him. Ryuk tells Light that if he doesn't want to use the Death Note, he should just leave it alone for 7 days and Ryuk will find a new owner. Light goes home and we find out that his father James is a police detective. During the night, Light tries to use the Death Note again. However, Ryuk explains that there are some limitations. For instance, a subject can be influenced for no more than 2 days leading up to his death. Moreover, each death must be physically possible. Light writes the name of his mother's killer, Anthony Skomal, inside the notebook. The next morning, Light learns that Skomal died exactly as he had written. Okay, Light should stop killing people who wronged him or else it's going to be pretty obvious who's doing this. First Light's bully died, then his mother's killer. It won't take long for the police to track Light down, especially since his father is a cop. Light goes to school and reads the Death Note out in the open. Again, not a smart choice since people can see what he's doing and there might be cameras in school. Light should make sure that nobody else knows that he has this notebook. In the Death Note anime series, Light made a contraption in his desk drawer that would set the Death Note on fire and burn it to ashes if it was discovered, which gets rid of all the evidence. Light in this movie should do the same if he doesn't want to get caught. Mia sits next to Light. He shows her the Death Note and explains what it does. This is the stupidest decision ever. What is Light thinking? If I found a notebook that can kill anyone just by writing their name on a page, I certainly would not tell anybody else. Definitely not some random girl at school who I barely know. You can't trust anyone. Mia could go to the police and Light would get arrested. Or she could easily betray Light and try to take the Death Note for herself, which is exactly what happens later in the film. Remember, Mia was directly responsible for putting Light in detention, so she's not on his side and doesn't have his best interests in mind. Light and Mia watch a live stream of a hostage crisis, and Light writes the criminal's name in the notebook. The criminal dies in the way Light wrote, and now Mia believes him. Okay, hold up. Light and Mia are doing this at the lunchroom in school. Anyone could walk in at any moment and see what they're doing. There could also be cameras in the lunchroom. As mentioned in the beginning, if you're going to do something illegal, then you should do it it in private. Light and Mia begin a relationship, and they decide to work together to get rid of all the bad people in the world. Light and Mia choose to use the name Kira, which sort of means killer in Japanese, so they can misdirect the police into looking for someone on the wrong continent. It's not very clever. Japanese is the 13th most spoken language in the world. It would be better to use an English name since English is the top language. There are about 126 million Japanese speakers and 1.348 billion English speakers. In other words, it would be about 10 times harder to find Light and Mia if they used an English name. Kira's actions draw the attention of Elle. He deduces that Kira is actually located in Seattle. In the meantime, Light and Mia visit a website for Kira worshippers at school on the school computer. This is not a wise decision since the school can track all the websites you visit. I don't know why it's so hard for Light and Mia to just do this in private. There are also several other students in the room, so they could see what Light and Mia are up to as well. James meets with Elle, and he explains that the criminal from the hostage incident was Kira's first victim. The incident was only broadcasted on local Seattle stations, so that's how Elle found out that Kira is in Seattle. But wait, Light and Mia found the hostage live stream footage online. It wasn't just on TV, so anyone from anywhere could have accessed the live stream. It shouldn't be enough evidence to prove that Kira is located in Seattle. Elle also believes that Kira is affiliated with law enforcement. Elle gives a public speech and concludes that since he wasn't killed, it must mean that Kira needs to know the name and face of the victim. Elle also taunts Kira and threatens to go after him. Okay, I wouldn't take the bait. Elle is clearly trying to provoke Kira into making a mistake so that he can get captured. Light and Mia shouldn't fall for this trap. Light talks with James and tries to ask for more information about the guy at the press conference. However, James only knows that he goes by Elle, and his handler is named Watari. But Light doesn't need to know Elle's real name or what he looks like. He can just force another person to kill Elle. Remember, you can influence someone for 2 days before their death. So Light doesn't need to kill Elle himself. He could have made someone kill Elle during the press conference. Light finds out he's being tracked by several FBI agents. Mia suggests killing them, but Light refuses. For once, Light is actually using his brain here. It would be blatantly obvious that Light was Kira if all the FBI agents tracking him died. Light still needs to find a way to continue killing criminals because it's also going to be obvious that Light is Kira if the killings stop once he's being tracked. In the Death Note anime series, Light would kill people by watching the news on a mini TV inside his bag of potato chips. The Light in this movie should do something similar to avoid suspicion. All the FBI agents end up committing. Light thinks that Ryo killed the FBI agents, even though it's pretty apparent that Mia did it. James holds a press conference and directly threatens Kira. Since he wasn't killed, Elle comes to the conclusion that Light is Kira. This is a tough decision, but Light should have killed his father if he didn't want to get exposed. Elle confronts Light at a cafe and talks with him. Light should just keep quiet. He could accidentally say something that gives away his secret, which he pretty much does. Elle shows Light his face, but since Light doesn't know his real name, he can't kill him. But as I said earlier, Light doesn't need to kill Elle himself. Just use the Death Note and make someone else kill Elle. Instead, Light uses the Death Note to force Watari to find Elle's adoption records in New York. Wait, so Watari's name is just Watari? He doesn't have a last name? Is Watari even his real name? If this works, Light could have also tried writing the name Elle in the notebook since he knows what Elle looks like now. It's not like Light has anything to lose. Light plans to burn the notebook page with Watari's name on it once he knows Elle's name to stop Watari from dying. Light should be using a fake phone number and voice changer. If this plan does go through, Watari would know that Light is Kira after the mind control wore off. Ryuk mentions how only one name can be removed from the Death Note by burning it. Light's plan is way more complicated and convoluted than it should have been. He should just simply force Watari to kill Elle. Elle goes to Light's house with a search warrant, but the police don't find anything. Light and Mia go to their school's winter dance. Light retrieves the Death Note from Mia's locker, and Watari contacts Light to tell him Elle's name. However, Light can't find the page with Watari's name in the notebook. Watari is then killed by the security guards for trespassing before he's able to reveal Elle's real name. Light should have ripped out the page with Watari's name and kept it in his pocket. This page is very important, so even if he loses the Death Note, he can at least still burn the page to prevent Watari from dying. It turns out Mia ripped out Watari's page. Furthermore, Mia was also the one who caused the FBI agents to commit. And if that's not enough, she wrote Light's name in the Death Note as well, intending to kill him at midnight. This is why Light should never have trusted Mia in the first place. Like I said before, you shouldn't tell anyone else about the Death Note. Also, Light should have hidden the Death Note better so Mia wouldn't find it on her own. Mia says that she will burn the page with Light's name on it if Light gives her the notebook. That's why Mia couldn't let Light burn Watari's page, since only one name can be removed from the Death Note by burning it. Light can't burn the page himself because the person who wrote the name has to burn it. But why does Mia want the ownership of the Death Note so badly? It's not like only the owner of the notebook is allowed to use it. Light runs away and tells Mia to meet him at the Seattle Great Wheel. Meanwhile, Elle finds out that Watari has died and he tries to get revenge on Light. Elle chases Light throughout the city and corners him at gunpoint in an alley. During the chase, Light shouldn't have knocked so many things over. He was only leaving a trail behind him for Elle to follow. A Kira supporter comes into the alley and knocks Elle out, which lets Light escape. Light was lucky that this Kira supporter arrived in the nick of time. I don't think there was anything else that Light could have done. Light should now take Elle's gun and kill him. I don't know why he's just allowing Elle to live. Light knows that Elle will come after him, so he should make sure that Elle isn't a problem anymore. Light has already killed hundreds of people with the Death Note, so he shouldn't care too much about killing one more person. Light and Mia meet up at the wheel, and they try to ride to the top. This is not a smart choice since the police are trying to find Light. There are no escape routes because Light and Mia are trapped at the top. They should have picked a better location. Mia takes the Death Note from Light, but this was actually all part of Light's plan because he wrote Mia's name in the notebook. Ryuk makes the wheel collapse, and Mia falls to her death. Light and the Death Note fall into the river nearby. This fall should have actually killed Light. Falling into water from a high distance is fatal, and Light landed in the water neck first. The page with Light's name on it lands into a burning barrel in front of Elle, and it goes up in smoke. Light falls into a coma, and the killings continue, so it means that Light isn't Kira, and Elle is taken off the case. However, Elle goes to Mia's house and finds the Death Note page in her calculus book. He considers writing Light's name on the page. Light shouldn't have told Elle about the calculus book earlier. He's not very good at keeping secrets. Now Elle can just easily kill Light by writing his name on the page. Light should have just killed Elle when he had the chance. Light wakes up from his coma. James comes to visit him, and he realizes that Light is actually Kira since Anthony Skomal was the first victim. As touched upon earlier, Light shouldn't be killing people he personally knows since it would lead back to him sooner or later. James asks Light how he did it, and Light then reveals that before meeting Mia at the wheel, he used the Death Note to force a doctor to rescue him and put him in a medically induced coma for 2 days. Additionally, Light also forced another criminal to recover the Death Note and continue killing people he saw on the news, then bring the Death Note to Light when he's done. However, Light shouldn't have had a criminal bring him the Death Note in the hospital. There could be cameras in the room, so this would confirm that Light is Kira. A doctor or nurse could have walked into the room and taken the Death Note before Light woke up. Also, Light shouldn't have told his father that he's Kira. Light was in the clear, and the police didn't have any evidence against him, so he shouldn't have admitted anything. James could now have Light arrested. Finally, the movie ends with Ryuk saying that humans are so interesting. What did you think of Death Note? So what movie should I do next? Leave a suggestion. Be sure to also check out some other videos on this channel. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
As you can see, even if we're talking about the live-action Death Note on Netflix, it still manages to outshine Sword Art Online by a mile. Sure, the movie has its flaws and doesn't hold a candle to the anime, but it still brings some intriguing ideas to the table. The Netflix version captures the essence of the cat-and-mouse game between Light and Elle, even if it doesn't delve as deeply as the anime. The stakes feel real, and there's at least some tension there, unlike SAO, which often feels like a never-ending grind of battles and repetitive storylines. In Sword Art Online, you're stuck with a main character who's practically invincible and doesn't face any real consequences. It's like watching someone play a video game on easy mode. There's no thrill. Meanwhile, even in the Netflix movie, Light's moral dilemmas create some actual tension, even if they're not as profound as in the anime. So while the live-action Death Note might not be perfect, it's still way more engaging than SAO. At least it tries to tackle interesting themes and create drama, while SAO often just feels like it's wasting your time with its bland characters and predictable plot. If you're trying to decide what to watch, just skip Sword Art Online altogether. It's a total waste of time. Instead, dive into Death Note. Whether you choose the anime or the live-action movie, you'll be rewarded with a gripping story and intriguing characters that actually make you think. Sword Art Online can't even compare. It's filled with dull battles and boring cliches. Don't waste your time on it when you could be enjoying something as thrilling as Death Note. As a bonus for sticking around until now, let's take a look at what the voice actors from Death Note have been up to lately.
The Death Note anime series aired from October 2006 to June 2007. Let's see where the cast is now. Starting off with Mamoru Miyano as the voice of Light Yagami. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Rintaro Okabe in Steins Gate, Osamu Daze in Bungo Stray Dogs, Death the Kid in Soul Eater, Chrollo Lucifer in Hunter x Hunter, Zero Kuryu in Vampire Knight, Reinhard von Lohengrin in Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Rin Matsuoka in Free, Ling Yao in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Doma in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Mamoru married in 2008 and has a son. Mamoru is currently 39 years old. Brad Swiley voices Light Yagami in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include include Setsuna F. Sei in Mobile Suit Gundam 00, King in Beyblade Metal Fury, Jun Arashiyama in World Trigger, and Saito Shimaru in Gintama. Brad also voices Light Yagami in the English dub of the live-action Death Note movies. Brad is currently 46 years old. Kappe Yamaguchi voices L. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Usopp in the One Piece movies, Conan Itogawa in the Detective Conan movies, Shigechi in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable, and Phaeton in Hunter x Hunter. Kappe is currently 57 years old. Alessandro Giuliani voices L in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Dr. Emil Hamilton in Smallville, Sinclair in The 100, and Adam in Supernatural. Alessandro also voices L in the English dub of the live-action Death Note movies. Alessandro is currently 47 years old. Shido Nakamura voices Ryuk. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Zero in Pokemon Giratina and the Sky Warrior, and Jet in Hunter x Hunter The Last Mission. Shido took a hiatus in May 2017 to treat his lung cancer. Shido is currently 50 years old. Ryan Drummond voices Ryuk in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Vegeta in Dragon Ball Kai, Benny in Black Lagoon Roberta's Blood Trail, and Cappy Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super. Ryan also voices Ryuk in the English dub of the live-action Death Note movies. Ryan is currently 53 years old. Aya Hirano voices Misa Amane. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Haruhi Suzumiya in the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya series, Konta Izumi in Lucky Star, Lucy in Fairy Tail, Migi in Parasite the Maxim, Nobume Imai in Gintama, and Ekaterina Kure in the Quasar of Stigmata. Aya has stepped away from voice acting after receiving death threats from people. Aya is currently 35 years old. Shannon Chen Kent voices Misa in the English dub. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Amy Rose in Sonic Prime, Kiki in You, Elizabeth Hawkins in Supergirl, and Roundhouse Waitress in Sonic the Hedgehog. Shannon is currently 34 years old. Naoya Uchida voices Soichiro Yagami. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Escalating in Vinland Saga, Madara Uchiha in Tobi and Naruto Shippuden, Nobunaga Oda in Drifters, Cobra in Cobra the Animation, and Nobunaga Hazama in Hunter x Hunter. Naoya also does live-action dubbing for actors like Woody Harrelson and Bruce Willis. Naoya is currently 69 years old. Chris Britton voices Soichiro in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Odin in Thor Tales of Asgard, Doctor Doom in Iron Man Armored Adventures, and Judge in Riverdale. Chris is currently 61 years old. Kimiko Saito voices Rem. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Miluki Zoldyck in Hunter x Hunter, and Mary in Dimension W. Kimiko is currently 45 years old. Colleen Wheeler voices Rem in the English dub. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Susie in Yellow Jackets, and Florence Abbott in Supergirl. Colleen is currently 55 years old. Noriko Hidaka voices Nier. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Ursula Callistus in Little Witch Academia, Shalnark in Hunter x Hunter, Yuki Tsukumo in Jujutsu Kaisen, and the narrator in Komi Can't Communicate. Noriko is currently 60 years old. Kathy Westluck voices Nier in the English dub. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Yuma Kuga in World Trigger, and Garcia Fernando Loveless in Black Lagoon Roberta's Blood Trail. Kathy is currently 52 years old. Nozomu Sasaki voices Mello. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Hyrain in World Trigger, Hayate Gecko in Naruto Shippuden, and Jin Akutsu in The Prince of Tennis. Nozomu is currently 56 years old. Masaya Matsukaze voices Teru Mikami. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Illumi Zoldyck in Hunter x Hunter, Shinichiro Sano in Tokyo Revengers, Yasuhiro Hagakure in Danganronpa, and Colt in Attack on Titan the final season. Masaya is currently 46 years old. Kirby Morrow voices Teru in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Miroku in Inuyasha, Matt Iztuk in Arrow, Benny in Legion, and Dean Petroselli in Supergirl. Kirby passed away in November 2020 due to a long history of alcohol abuse. He was 47 years old at the time of his death. Naoko Matsui voices Naomi Misora. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Sonoko Suzuki in the Detective Conan series, and Aiko Mayara in Higurashi When They Cry Go. Naoko is currently 61 years old. Tabitha St. Germain voices Naomi in the English dub. Since Death Note, her other prominent roles include Roberta in Black Lagoon Roberta's Blood Trail, Rarity in My Little Pony, Lily and Kate and Mim Mim, and Pepper Clark in Littlest Pet Shop. Tabitha is currently 58 years old. Ryo Naito voices Tota Matsuda. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Duke Devlin in Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions, Taiga Okajima in Assassination Classroom, and Jean in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Ryo is currently 48 years old. Vincent Tong voices Tota in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Sogo Okita in Gintama, and Soya Kazama in World Trigger. Vincent is currently 42 years old. old. Keiji Fujiwara voices Shuichi Aizawa. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Leorio in Hunter x Hunter, AC/DC in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Maze Hughes in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Shiro Fujimoto in Blue Exorcist. Keiji passed away in April 2020 from a respiratory arrest caused by cancer. He was 55 years old at the time of his death. Trevor Duvall voices Shuichi in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Punch in Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, Ocean Master in LEGO DC Comics, Superheroes Aquaman, Rage of Atlantis, and Emperor Palpatine in the LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special. Trevor is currently 50 years old. Kazuya Nakai voices Kanzo Mogi. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Roronoa Zoro in One Piece Film Red, Fumba in Skeleton Knight in Another World, Madoka Kirisaki in Battle Game in 5 Seconds, Toshiro Hijikata in Gintama, Masamune Date in Sengoku Basara, Zap Renfro in Blood Blockade Battlefront, Ryuji Suguro in Blue Exorcist, and Akitaru Obi in Fire Force. Kazuya won Best Supporting Actor at the 5th Seiyu Awards in 2011. Kazuya is currently 55 years old. Hideo Ishikawa voices Hideki Ide. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Itachi Uchiha in Naruto Shippuden, Jushiro Uchitake in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, Fujio Uzaki in Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, and Genjuro Kazanari in Symphogear. Hideo is currently 53 years old. Brian Dobson voices Hideki in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Zarg in Nerds and Monsters, Jason Knott in Max Steel, Ben Grimm in Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes, and Uncle Dumpling in Puka. Brian is currently 49 years old. Hidenobu Kiyuchi voices Hirokazu Yukita. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Hei in Darker Than Black, King Bradley in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Shisui Uchiha in Naruto Shippuden, and Whole Horse in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Stardust Crusaders. Hidenobu is currently 53 years old. Tomohiro Nishimura voices Matt. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Dog in Juni Tyson Zodiac War, and Kiriko in Hunter x Hunter. Tomohiro is currently 62 years old. Drew Nelson voices Matt in the English dub. Since Death Note, his other prominent roles include Duncan in Total Drama. Drew is currently 43 years old. And that's where the cast of Death Note is now. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.
Additionally, here's the cast of SAO.
The Sword Art Online anime series first started airing in 2012. Let's see where the cast is now. Starting off with Yoshisugu Matsuoka as the voice of Kirito. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Sora in No Game No Life, Lubbock in Akame ga Kill, Arata Kasuga in Trinity 7, Toru Kokonoe in Absolute Duo, Soma Yukihira in Food Wars Shokugeki no Soma, Belle Cornell in Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Tomoya Aki in Seikano How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, Teruki Hanazawa in Mob Psycho 100, Masamune Izumi in Iromanga Sensei, Futaro Uesugi in The Quintessential Quintuplets, Inosuke Hashibira in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Neo Sayonji in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, and Vash the Stampede in Trigun Stampede. Yoshisugu won Best Actor in a Leading Role at the 10th Seiyu Awards in March 2016. Additionally, he has the Guinness World Record for most unique soundbites provided by a voice actor. Yoshisugu is currently 36 years old. Bryce Papenbrook voices Kirito in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan, Shiro Emiya in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, Makoto Naegi in Danganronpa, Caesar Zeppeli in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Meliodas in The Seven Deadly Sins, Inosuke Hashibira in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Red in Pokemon Origins, Silver in Sonic the Hedgehog, and Cat Noir in Miraculous Ladybug. Bryce is married to a woman named Samantha, and they have 3 kids. Bryce is currently 36 years old. Haruka Tamatsu voices Asuna Yuki. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Zero Two and Darling in the Franxx, Kuriko in The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, Morgiana and Maji the Labyrinth of Magic, and Sumireko Sancho Kuin in Oresuki. Haruka married in January 2019 and had a daughter in February 2021. Haruka is currently 32 years old. Jeremy Lee voices Asuna in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Sailor Venus and Sailor Moon, Sorara Uchiha in Boruto Next Generations, Vanitas in The Case Study of Vanitas, and Female V in Cyberpunk 2077. Jeremy married another actor named John Christie in April 2014. Jeremy is currently 34 years old. Kanai Ito voices Yui. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Suzuno Kamazuki in The Devil is a Part-Timer, Nobuna Oda in The Ambition of Oda Nobuna, and Sina Kashiwazaki in Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends. Kanai is currently 36 years old. Stephanie Shea voices Yui in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Chiuri Kurishima in Excel World, Sailor Moon in Sailor Moon, Nui Harime in Kill la Kill, Suzy Q in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kaio Hinazuki in Erased, and Orihime Inoue in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. Stephanie is currently 45 years old. Ayana Taketatsu voices Lifa. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Nino in the quintessential quintuplets, Koneko Tojo in High School DxD, Kei Karuizawa in Classroom of the Elite, and Kotori Itsuka in Date Alive. Ayana married voice actor Yuki Kaji on her 30th birthday. She gave birth to their first child in November 2022. Ayana is currently 33 years old. Cassandra Lee Morris voices Lifa in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Taiga Aisaka in Toradora, Sue in Doraemon, and Saber in Fate Extra Last Encore. Cassandra also voices Morgana in Persona 5, as well as Yumi the Magical Cat, and Nami the Tidecaller in League of Legends. Cassandra married producer and songwriter Steve Shebby in February 2016. They live in Los Angeles, California. Cassandra is currently 40 years old. Toru Okawa voices Heathcliff. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Kureo Mato in Tokyo Ghoul, Saito in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, the narrator in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Sengoku in One Piece Movie 14 Stampede. Toru is currently 62 years old. Kevin M. Connolly voices Heathcliff in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include the narrator in Welcome to Demon School, and Siegfried Slantania in The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent. Kevin is currently 48 years old. Koichi Yamadera voices Akihiko Kayaba. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Beerus in Dragon Ball Super, Togasa in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, and Bruce Wayne in Batman Ninja. Koichi also does a lot of live-action dubbing for actors such as Chris Pratt, Brad Pitt, Michael Keaton, Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy, and Will Smith. Koichi is currently 61 years old. Mark DeRison voices Akihiko Kaiba in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include George Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Ruin in The Seven Deadly Sins, Bearded Worker in One Punch Man, Jing Freaks in Hunter x Hunter, and Wilhelm Van Astria in ReZero. Mark is currently 47 years old. Koji Yusa voices Kuradil. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Jin Ichimaru in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, and Akira Midosuji in Yowamushi Pedal. Koji is currently 54 years old. Doug Airholtz voices Kuradil in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Jean-Pierre Polnareff in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jin Ichimaru in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, and Adolf Reinhardt in Terraformars. Doug is currently 51 years old. Takehito Koyasu voices Oberon. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Dio Brando in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Zeke in Attack on Titan, Father Shirogane in Kaguya-sama Love is War, Roswell L. Mathers in ReZero, Adam in Skate the Infinity, and Benno in Ascendance of a Bookworm. Takehito has a son named Koki, who's also a voice actor. Takehito is currently 55 years old. Todd Haberkorn voices Oberon in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Ayato Kirishima in Tokyo Ghoul, Drive Knight in One Punch Man, Genthru in Hunter x Hunter, Joseph Gustav Newton in Terraformars, Edgar Allan Poe in Bungo Stray Dogs, Shikadai Nara in Boruto Next Generations, Hiroshi Tameda in My Hero Academia, Kazuma Aohara in High Rise Invasion, and Ungalo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. He married his girlfriend Nicole Corona in 2021, and also has a son from a previous relationship. Todd is currently 40 years old. Hiroaki Hirata voices Klein. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Muta Namba in Space Brothers, Bunta Fujiwara in the new Initial D movies, and Keith Kazuma Flick in Be the Beginning. Hiroaki also does live-action dubbing for actors such as Matt LeBlanc, Jude Law, Josh Hartnett, Johnny Depp, Ewan McGregor, Noah Weil, and Matt Damon. Hiroaki is currently 59 years old. Kirk Thornton voices Klein in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Escalade in Vinland Saga, Yujiro Hama in Baki, Muten Roshi in Dragon Ball Super, Kai Shimada in March Comes In Like a Lion, and Tanjiro Kamada in Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Kirk is currently 66 years old. Hiroki Yasumoto voices Agil. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Huzuki in Cool-Headed Huzuki, King in One Punch Man, Yasutoru Sato in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, and Karen in Fire Force. Hiroki is currently 45 years old. Patrick Seitz voices Agil in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, his other prominent roles include Keith in Attack on Titan, Kunzite in Sailor Moon, Dio Brando in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Uvojin in Hunter x Hunter, Jiren in Dragon Ball Super, Endeavor in My Hero Academia, and Kenpachi Zaraki in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. Patrick is currently 44 years old. Rina Hidaka voices Silica. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Milim Nava in That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Philo in The Rising of the Shield Hero, Enju Aihara in Black Bullet, Arisu Sakayanagi in Classroom of the Elite, and Nemesis in To Love Ru. Rina is currently 28 years old. Christine Marie Cabanos voices Silica in the English dub. Since Sword Art Online, her other prominent roles include Minori Kushieda in Toradora, Mako Mankanshoku in Kill la Kill, and Maya Ibuki Kazuki in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Christine is in a relationship with a man named Oscar Garcia, and they have a daughter together. Christine is currently 34 years old, and that's where the cast of Sword Art Online is now. They still continue to voice their respective characters, because the series hasn't ended yet. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.